Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard. I am Pench and look what's back, a Geek Cupboard favourite has returned. We're playing Just One Line again because the last time we played Just One Line, which worryingly enough was September 2017, so a year ago this month we last played Just One Line. The last time we played it, it was in early access. It wasn't complete, it was missing bits. That was fine because that's what early access is for. Now it's been released. As of yesterday, it is in full version mode. And this version, fans, is version 1.0.1.0.p, which is good. I've noticed a point P on the end of a version. So there you go. Enjoy the version number, fans. So yeah, I thought it was time to revisit Just One Line. Now, the old guard, the old subscribers will presumably remember this. You might well think back and go, oh yeah, Just One Line, yeah, this is nice. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's a kind of choose your own adventure style kind of game where we create a character and they go round this place, they go around the kingdom, which is here, and there's little things they have to deal with, little sort of quests and stuff, and they get money and you can buy stuff with it and you make your adventure tougher and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I thought we'd just get on with it. I thought we'd get straight on with it. We're starting a new game. And here we go, character creation screen. So we have to pick our character's race from down here. So there's humans, dwarves, orcs and elves, and then their character profession over here. Now when you start the game, I think you have to be a human commoner. You've not got any other options. You've not got any of the races unlocked, and you've not got any professions unlocked. And as you play the game, you will earn points with various sort of factions down here. So there's the Tricked Witch Fellowship and the Temple and the Shield Brothers and all that kind of stuff. And then the more you earn points with these particular groups, you then unlock the professions within them, which is jolly exciting. So, you know, there's things to do. Then when you replay it again, because Just One Line has a lovely replayability factor where you can play it entirely differently with a different character, you could then pick yourself an entirely different race of character to be and an entirely different profession and go through it again and try different things. And you can sort of play it like that, which is why it's such a clever game. It's very, very good indeed. So I am delighted to say that I have been given a special version of the file by the guys at Joel's Studio. So thank you, development folks. That is very, very kind of you, which has got everything unlocked in it. Because previously I had humans and orcs unlocked. I had commoners unlocked because everyone's got that. And I think I had clerics and warriors. And that was it. That was all I had unlocked. So I'd have had to have played the game with pretty much what we'd already seen. With, maybe I would have been a warrior, but, a human warrior or an orc warrior or something. We've kind of seen all that stuff. So I thought, you know what? If they can give me access to magic special powers, then that'd be splendid. And they have. They came good. And they've given me this file, which has unlocked all of the things. So I can now choose all of the races. I can be whatever race I like, any of the four, and any profession. So people who saw the previous series all that a year ago this month, will remember that we had Orcish Dave. Where are the orcs? There they are. He was an orc, he was big, he was lumbering, he was brutish, and he was a cleric. Because I thought, generally, orcs aren't clerics. Orcs are, normally suited to being big warrior types in all the sort of, the fantasy books and texts and tomes and that. Orcs are generally big, brutey, hitty things, which, is fair enough. So I thought, what, let's have an orc and a cleric. Because that's quite funny. So I think now what we're going to do is we're going to go for a similar kind of juxtaposition of roles here. Something that you might not kind of see. So we've got ourselves orcs, humans, elves, and dwarves. I'm going to choose a dwarf. We're going to go for a dwarf character. So there you go, short and stubby. Everybody loves them. They live in the underground, in the mountains and stuff like that. You will know Lord of the Rings and all that. So yeah, they all live underground. They seem to lack a big beard. Maybe we can put a big beard on you later. But we then get to pick a profession. So we've got up here commoners. Now these three professions are quite interesting. These three change depending on your race. So like the woodland keeper's profession can only be taken by elves, which is a druid. This one here from the stonecutters can only be taken by a dwarf, which is a herald. And this one here from Clan Bloody Sail, who are kind of like saily boat orcs, can be a brute. So we're going to go back to dwarves. So we could be a herald, we could be a pathfinder, we could be a cleric, we could be a warrior, we could be a hunter, or we could be a rogue, which is intriguing. However, you will notice I've missed one out, because we're going to go and create ourselves a dwarven mage. That is not a thing you normally see across sort of the world of fantasy. Dwarves generally aren't wizards. Dwarves are normally axe-wielding kind of raving lunatics who like drinking and fighting and shouting and bearding. So, yeah, we're going to be a dwarven mage, which is jolly exciting. And already, that gives us a point down here because we're a dwarf. We've got a point of cunning, which is useful, so we can be persuasive, diplomatic, or stealthy. So these are the stats. We've got power, which increases your hit points and basically is used for strong things or to be a bit scary. This is wit for memory, logic, or magic, and this is cunning, used in interactions which require you to be persuasive, diplomatic, or stealthy. So our dwarf is a bit diplomatic. Now we can then take the specialization in wit, because our mage's related attribute is wit. We can use gear from the Wit Excellent list, which is jolly exciting. This wasn't in it last time I played. There was no special gear like that, I don't think. And the unique interactions is harmful magic, which just sounds good fun. So we get to pick a specialization to up that by another point. So I think very obviously we're going to pick wit. And then we've got to pick what we look like. So I'm going to play as a lady dwarf. There we go, lady dwarf. What colours of skins can the dwarves have? Oh, I quite like that one. The sort of reddy looking one. That looks good. Kind of like a reddy looking one. This is hair. Oh, that just looks tremendous. Okay. Yes, that hair. That's perfect hair. Oh, it's even better. It's even better. Yes. Are there any other colours that are more amazing than the beautiful? No, it's got to be that colour. That is remarkable. That is very, very good indeed. I like that a lot. That's cool. So we've got this person here. This is our dwarven mage, and we are going to call her in the vein of last time when we had Orcish Dave. This is going to be a similar character. She is going to be Dwarfish Carol. I've decided that Dwarfish Carol shall be her name. So she's got no equipment on, no magic items or anything because we've only just started. She does, however, cause a base of 2 damage, I believe, which I think is unique to the dwarves. I think the dwarves get an extra point of damage on here. I know the orcs get an extra hit point, I think. So she's got 1 hit point, just base on her own. She causes a couple of points of damage, and we're going to start with 100 gold. So Dwarfish Carol, let us begin our adventures. This is jolly exciting, going back into this. So here we go. And we're going to create a mini-series of it. The only thing about just one line is you never know quite how it's going to go. We could get to 3 missions in and then get stomped on by a giant or, you know, squashed by a boulder or something. So who knows? We'll see how far we get with Dwarfish Carol. So let's begin her adventures in the kingdom. And here we go. We are at the inn, the Little Horde Inn, indeed. So the first thing we want to do is go and get ourselves some equipment. Because at the moment, I believe we just stood like that, which just, that looks tremendous. That looks very good. I do like that. I like that a lot. So, yeah, there's Dwarfish Carol. That's fine. But she needs some gear. She needs some sort of gear to keep her alive. So I think first things first, armour. Let's get ourselves some armour. Now, we can have things from the wit sort of thing. Was that wit? Yeah, I don't know, the wit special list or something. So we've only got 100 gold. So we could buy ourselves a robe, which is okay. It gives us 2 hit points and an extra point of wit. So our wit would go up to 3. That's probably not so bad. I can't afford anything else. Oh, that looks tremendous. Oh, look, that gives you wit and cunning. Is it worth saving up for one of those? Is it worth saving up for a habit? Accrued fur gives you a bit of power. Not so bothered about that. Yeah, I kind of want these things. I want the enchanter robes and stuff. I need 300 gold for that. Or do we go forth and buy ourselves a weapon of some sort? Just so we've got at least a little bit of firepower and at least a little tiny bit of hit points on there. So we could buy a wand. Oh, these are beautiful. Look at that wand. It's got swirly, circly bits. I do like that. Oh, a thunder striker. A steel finger or boiling magma. You can choose the types of weapons. Oh, this wasn't it last time. Or magic bracelets, which give you a point of damage and also a hit point as well, which is actually quite nice. Oh yeah, should we get one of those in? We're going to go for those sort of red, the Maleficent. Oh no, that sounds evil. Magic bracelets. There we go. So we'll wear some magic bracelets to give us a point of damage, but also a hit point, which is probably quite nice. Although, do I want to keep that? That's only 1. Yeah, that's... do you know what? No, we're not going to go for that. I think we go in here, we get ourselves a robe for now. It's 40. It gives us 2 extra hit points and another point of wit. Let's go and get ourselves a robe. So now she should be dressed in a robe. There she goes. It hides her hair, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. So, current stats are 1 power, 3 wit, 2 cunning, which is very good. So now we get to go and pick a quest from the quest board, and we'll see how this game all sort of pans out. So, okay, let's pick that one then. So, there's potentially a missing child, there is troubles with bandits, or there is a goblin invasion. Wow, we're starting with the difficult ones then, are we? Okay, let's go for missing child. It gives us 150 gold. That is quite a lot of gold. So we're going to go out that door and try and seek a missing child. And we get to this, look, and the world is beautiful. It's all really nicely put together. Look, all these lovely drawn houses. There's a little windmill spinning around. And this is how it works. So you get a little bit of text. Sometimes there is just a continue to the next bit of text. And sometimes there are little choices down here which we have to make choices with. And then, that moves the quest forward. So you arrive at the village, one of many scattered in the kingdom. For decades, nothing dangerous has happened. The people live in peace because of the Treaty of the Four Races. That would make sense. There are 4 races. In the square, there are some people busy working. So we have to go and find a missing child. Ask the men what they know about the missing child. Go in the tavern, talk about the kid to the villagers, or go for a walk in the village and its outskirts. Well, if there's some people there, we might as well go and ask these people what they know. They might have seen something or whatever. They know little about the disappearance. Oh, how wrong I was. The only useful information you learn is where the child lives. Well, I think that might be a good idea to go and speak to the kid's parents. They might have clues. His parents are covered in tears. They search for him everywhere near the village. Try to alleviate their suffering. Ask them to stop crying and tell you what happened. Complaining is a waste of time. Or ask how he disappeared. Well, we do have 2 points of the yellow sort of skill, the cunning, which is to do with like persuasion and stuff. So we might be able to alleviate their suffering a little bit, possibly. They thank you for your kind words and tell you what Timmy did that day. Oh no, little Timmy's gone missing. He's probably in a well. The last time he was seen, he was in the woods. He was playing with his friend Lucas, who lives there. Asking Lucas might be useful. Okay, well, yep, let's go find Lucas. The parents let you enter. You ask the boy what you want to know. He says they were playing hide and seek near the fields. It was almost sunset, and when Lucas called Timmy to go back home, he did not answer. Okay. Ask them to go with you to the fields to show you exactly where they... I'm not supposed to say were, but okay. Yeah. Can he come with us? He reluctantly agrees to follow you. I have got other people with me as well, haven't I? It's not just me and him. Okay, right. Go to the fields. You arrive at the fields. The wheat is tall and some birds are perched on some scarecrows. A short distance away, men are working. Ask Lucas what happened before Tommy vanished. Okay, that makes sense. We're in the fields. Show me what happened. The kid looks very scared and stares at something in the field. Then, suddenly runs away without a word. Okay, inspect the field. Yeah, let's inspect the field. You cannot find anything useful. Just crushed grain and some messy footprints in the mud. Hint, hint, messy footprints. Follow them. Okay, let's approach the men then. They'll tell you the kids play with the scarecrows often. Or they play hide and seek in the wheat. But they did not notice anything weird that night. Okay, we can inspect the field again. Okay, right. Crushed grain and all that. Okay, so we've done that before. Go back to the square. I am done here. Go back to the square. Go in the tavern. Talk to the kid. About the kid to the villagers. Or go for a walk in the village and its outskirts. Let's go for a walk. Let's take a little walk around the edge of the village. Exploring the village does not require a lot of time. There are some houses, a big storage building, and fields all around. Okay, let's check the storage. Is something going on in there? In this big building are stored the crops and some valuables of the community. A guard is sleeping next to the door. Tremendous. You come closer and hear some noises from the back of the building. Okay, let's wake up the guard, or the children will not be the only thing disappearing in this village. Yeah, let's wake the guard up. He's sorry and tells you it will not happen again. Let's check the back and see what's going on, because I suspect something is going on at the back there. Let's go check the back. You see a goblin trying to take out a big bag from a window. He did not notice you. Okay, so leave him and let him finish the job. No, he's nicking stuff. Kill him. That's a bit hard. Stop the thief. Let's just try and stop him. You grab the goblin, which begs you to leave him. He promises you he'll never come back to the village. Drag the goblin and the bag to the guard. Absolutely, yes. Let's get the goblin there. The guard appreciates your act and thanks you. Okay, so all the while I'm doing this, every decision I make is, totaling up points with various sort of factions, and it's giving me honour points and, other things like that. So all these actions are doing the right thing. Exploring the village does not require a lot of time. Okay, yeah, so we've checked the storage building. Let's go check the fields. You arrive at the fields. The wheat is tall and some birds are perched on some scarecrows. A short distance away, men are working. I have a terrible feeling of deja vu about this. Didn't we do this before? Yeah, and then we searched the thing and we didn't find anything. Now we're going to go into the tavern, talk about the kid to the villagers. So that inside the tavern, it is a very little place. 2 men are talking on the counter. In the corner, there is a man drinking alone. Okay, well, the innkeeper would be a good starting point, I feel. Ask some questions to the innkeeper. The innkeeper is happy to see a new face in spite of recent events. He offers you a beer. Oh yes, Mr. Innkeeper. Now you're talking. Okay, ask about the disappearance. Do you know anything, Mr. Man? Really a tragic event, sighs the innkeeper. Unfortunately, no one knows much. The kids always play near the fields, and it is the first time something like this has happened. Okay, ask if the family has enemies. No enemies. In a small village like this, we help each other. No one could do something this cruel. Okay, ask about the village and its outskirts. I'm running out of options here. I need something. It is a small village, just some houses, a storage, fields all round, and some woods. In the past, those woods were dangerous, but thanks to the hounds, who are one of the factions, they're kind of like police almost, I suspect. I can't remember now. They are safe now. He says to you that you can talk directly with one of those heroes, pointing to, I guess I'm supposed to say, the old drunkard. Absolutely. Let's go talk to a drunk man. What could possibly go wrong? The old man drinks the last sip from the bottle. He says he deserves it after the victory in the woods from a long time past. Okay, ask about the woods. It's a long story, and he is thirsty. Okay, buy him a drink. Buy a drink for the man. He starts telling you that many years ago, some strange creatures invaded the woods and began pillaging villages, killing and stealing. Therefore, he went with some hounds to start hunting them. They finally found the lair and launched their final attack. By the way, if you're looking for the child, this is the place he would have searched. The evil always returns. Okay, so can I find where that is? Is he able to direct me to this particular place? Let's go into the woods. You reach the woods. You hear the birds sing and notice swift movement in the bushes. A path goes straight in front of you. You also notice some tracks heading into the trees. Okay, I feel inclined to follow the tracks. Now, this quest was in it last time I played. I can't remember. I really can't remember the options. The only quest I remember is there was some rats in a dungeon, I think, and there were giant rats, and then you send the cat down there or something. I can't remember now. There was something like that, but I can't remember. But this one does not ring any bells. So let's follow the tracks. Let's follow the tracks. You arrive near a cave. Near a campfire, two strange mangy creatures, half man and half dog, sit. They are armed and busy gobbling a large piece of rotten flesh. Delicious. What are they? Some sort of, like, gnolls or something. Attack them or kill one of them silently and capture the other. I am very small and I'm unarmed, but okay, let's try it. You kill the first creature, but the other creature is quick enough to draw its weapon. Oh dear. Can I run away, please? Oh, it is a gnoll. The gnoll is undamaged and ready to engage in combat. Right, this is how combat works. We've got 3 skulls up there of difficulty. We also have attack, which is fine. We will attack. This is the health bar of the enemy. And run away. We have a special attack down here, which is an arcane shot, which I'm very tempted to do because I'm a bit scared because we've only got 3 hit points. And they can cause quite a lot of hit points of damage. So they're tough. I think it's out of 5. Is it out of 5? I can't remember what the difficulty is now. I can't remember the difficulty. Hang on. Does this tell us? Let me check if this little question marky thing here tells us what the difficulty levels are. Oh, good. So the first thing we've come across in the entire game is a 3-skull enemy. Very hard fight. It is almost impossible to win such a fight unless you can trick your opponent somehow. I've only just started. This is literally the first combat I've come across, and it's almost impossible to win. Oh, good. So we do have something up our sleeve. We have our arcane shot. This is a special attack. We can only use it once per quest, however. So once we use it now, we can't use it again. So if we find that in a cave somewhere nearby is a massive troll or a dragon or something, we can't use it again. In that case, we might run away. Right now, let's use it. This has 3 options. Number 1, it's a flop and nothing happens. It does absolutely nothing at all. Number 2, it causes a little bit of damage. Or number 3, it kills whatever it is dead or causes it, I think, quite a significant portion of damage. Let's use Arcane Shot and just see what happens. So please do something, and the gnoll is barely scratched. You ought to do better than this. Okay, let's attack and just see if we die. Because I think running away right now is a bit too early. We've not even done anything. We're never going to do anything if we just run away. So let's do 1 attack. Bosh. Yeah, if we attack, they will also attack. You kind of attack simultaneously, and we will die. We will be dead. Dwarfish Carol's journey will die after not even completing 1 quest. We need to run away, which I think means we fail the quest, which is not ideal. I mean, we'll get some extra points and stuff from helping the guard guy over at that sort of storehouse. But yeah, we need to run away or we'll be dead. We'll just die. So yeah, we've got to leg it. You have to retreat. They are beating you. You return the next day with the bravest men you can find in the village, but the creatures are gone and the cave is empty. And that's it. Yeah, we failed. We mission failed. We lost 20 points with the Tricked Witch Fellowship, and we lost 5 gold because we spent 5 gold on buying a beer for the man. But yeah, we're just not strong enough. We were just not strong enough in that particular situation. Now, if you were an orc or something, if you were an orc warrior and you had a massive sword and a big suit of armour, you could have just carved through those guys, but we could not. We would have been dead. So we got ourselves 3 renown. We lost 3 fame, unfortunately, but we did get 2 morality and 2 honour points. So, you know, it wasn't all bad. And back at the tavern, there's a little sort of bulletin board which says, "Little Timmy could have met a terrible fate. Shredded and bloody clothes of the child were found this morning. Some strange tracks on the dirt let us know there was an obscure ritual. Members of the Hounds and Tricked Witch Fellowship, went to the site to investigate further." So yeah, we failed. We just didn't do it. Poor little Timmy could be anything. He was probably sacrificed. I'm very sorry, little Timmy. I did try, but there were some gigantic gnoll monsters who seemed to be the toughest things in the entire game. So yeah, I couldn't get past them. So we've now got fist fights in the tavern, troubles with bandits, or the goblin invasion. Let's go for fist fights in the tavern. So rascals and delinquents have been amassing in my tavern for several days, participating in clandestine brawls organised by a notable stonecutter dwarf. Okay, I'm a dwarf. Maybe we can level on that. I need someone who can teach him a lesson, or at least convince him to stop by any means necessary. They're wrecking my tavern. Your favourite host. P.S. Open tequila shots for only 3 coins on Wednesdays. We get 50 gold. That's no bad thing. And it's a quest done, hopefully, if we can succeed with this one. Now that, maybe we can do some talking. Maybe we can do some talking and actually sort of talk people around rather than having to go down the fighty route. So yeah, let's accept that. Let's have a little wander off to wherever this other tavern might be. A small crowd of yokels and scoundrels is gathered in the centre of the inn. They've apparently knocked over tables and stools to make room for the 2 men brawling in the middle. You naughty people, you're making a mess. All around them, all sorts of people are cheering for one or the other, betting, rudely and annoyingly cursing, and burping. Well, that is just shocking. 2 of the men lying down try to recover from what seems to have been a sound beating on the ring. Misses. Continue. 2 more contestants, also quite drunk, just began a new fight, rallying the people inside the inn even more. Judging by his apparel, one of them must be a stonecutter. A burly, middle-aged dwarf with fists as big as his head, and clearly more devoted to fighting than commerce. The other is a young boy with pale skin and very dark hair, wearing a long robe, definitely too wide for his skinny body. So you've got yourself a tiny, burly dwarf fighting man against a thin boy. Dearie me. Okay, intervene peacefully. I am peaceful. I am a mage. Let's go and see what happens if we intervene peacefully. You use your brilliant diplomatic skills, also helped by the high level of intoxication from the present crowd. Unfortunately, the crowd isn't interested in your words. They probably didn't even hear you with all the uproar. The 2 contenders continue to fight. Okay, think of another way. Brute force won't work. Go finding the guards will probably not help too much. The guards probably in the pub drinking and betting as well. Let's think of another way to solve the situation. You look around and think of what best to do. Use your magic to help the dark-haired boy. The dwarf must lose. Yes, use magic. I've got 3 magic-y, whatever it is, wit points. Do that. You cast a spell. Suddenly, the boy finds himself to be buffed up, almost 2 metre high. Colossus! He grabs the stonecutter and hurls him out the ring. The crowd is speechless and at the same time furious. You cheated! Magic is prohibited during the brawls. You fixed the bets, thief! The effect from your spell vanishes almost instantly. The boy notices he's in trouble and runs out of the tavern. Okay, let's follow him. Let's follow the boy. You follow him outside of the tavern. You see him head left towards some fishermen's huts. You manage to stop him in an alley. He seems very nervous. Okay, why did you run away? Why did you leg it? He says he noticed your curiosity in him and didn't want to be recognised. Alcohol, gambling and illegal brawling are forbidden to clerics. He's a young cleric. He'd be in big trouble if the saints were to hear of this. He'd most likely lose his powers as an apprentice. Okay, who are you then? The boy. Okay, says his name is Gavin, an apprentice of the temple. Let me go now, babbles the boy. Make him give you his gold. That seems a little bit mean, given that I've just come to sort of be nice. I don't want to do that. Let him go and then leave. Okay. You return to the centre of the inn, thoughtful on what to do. Let's speak with the dwarf. You're eager to hear the stonecutter story. You approach him. Ask why a respectful dwarf like him has been creating chaos in the village tavern the past few days. My daughter should marry one of us, answers the sobbing stonecutter. Okay. Ask what her daughter has to do with the brawls. Angrily answer that a female dwarf can marry whomever she wants, indeed, or threat to tell everything to the king of the stonecutters. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna ask what her daughter. Oh, is it a girl? Is it a lady dwarf? I assumed it was a he dwarf, but no, it's a she dwarf. Okay, that's fine. Ask what her daughter has to do with the tavern brawls. Dwarf bluntly says that he wanted... I don't know what's going on with the gender of the dwarf. Gender interchangeable dwarf. Dwarf bluntly says that she wanted to give a lesson to all the long-legged son of a guns he's met in the inn. His daughter wants to marry someone who belongs to the tall races, and he can't accept that. Only a dwarf, possibly a noble stonecutter, is worthy of my daughter. Okay, angrily answered, a female dwarf can marry whomever she wants. I'm a female dwarf, and I'm cross with you because you're silly. Well, not while I'm alive. By the ancestors, your father should give you a lesson, lass. Threaten to tell everything to the king of the stonecutters, or leave him be. Well, if I leave him be, that's failing the quest, because he's still going to continue to fight. So yeah, let's threaten to tell the stonecutters. By the ancestors, no! Here, take my coins. But let's forget about this matter. I'm a well-respected dwarf, and an exemplary stonecutter. Leave him be and return to your affairs. Did he give me some money then? I think he did. I think he gave me 20 gold. He returned to the centre of the inn, thoughtful on what to do. Well, I've done it, haven't I? If he's going to clear off and not fight anymore under threat of being essentially grassed on, then, yeah, I'm done. I've stopped the fighting. You're done here. Collect your reward. You get close to the counter and the innkeeper timidly pops out of his hiding place. He's very happy that you solved the problem and wholeheartedly shakes your hand. Okay. Crack on. Yay! We've actually completed a quest. Right, splendid. Thanks to you, the tavern is now safe from drunkards and scoundrels. Without the continuous brawling, the inn can go back to its tranquility and recover its respectable customers. So we've got ourselves a point of renown and a point of fame. So our fame is still trying to get back up to positive values. However, we lost 3 points of morality and 2 points of honour. Okay, I'm not entirely sure why we lost that. Morality, we didn't go in fighting. We used a bit of magic. And then we taught the guy down. Yes, we had to threaten him, but he wasn't responding to anything else. Okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, let's go back to our inn and maybe spend some of our money. Frustratingly, I am 10 away. I'm 10 gold away from getting the habit that I want. Because that costs 135, the base one does. I assume they're all the same sort of colour. Yeah, they're not the same sort of... Yeah, they're not an effect. So yeah, I want one of these. A green one looks quite cool. Green will look good. Because that gives you 4 hit points, which is better than the 2 we get from our current robe. But also it gives you 2 wit and 1 cunning, which is very, very good indeed. I do like that. I want one of those. But then also we need a weapon. We need a weapon as well. We need lots more things. We need something to go and hit things with. I mean, I wouldn't mind a staff, and that looks pretty cool. Lesser magic. 200, wouldn't complain about that either. So, blasting magic at people. Spell book, look at that, 4 damage and 1 wit. It's all these sort of cool things in here that we can get. But yeah, we can't afford anything at the minute. Yeah, you can buy these as well. There's different sort of rings you can get and stuff like that. And let's take the filter off of that. You can buy yourself drink as well. So drink are temporary modifiers that last until the end of the next quest. So if you want to get yourself, say, I don't know, an extra plus 2 points of damage until the end of the next quest, you can drink this thing, the Devil's Fruit Cider, which you drink from a fairly fancy little goblet, let's be honest. And yeah, gives you damage plus 2 until the end of the next quest, which is lovely. Now, the only thing is, what quest are we going to do next? Unarranged marriage. This is the same guy. This is the same guy that we just sort of stopped fighting. So I'm a respectable member of the Stonecutters Elite. I demand the intervention of an adventurer with strong investigative skills. My daughter wants to marry a tall bean. You need to find out his identity and help me change her mind. Okay, intriguing. Or troubles with bandits, or goblin invasion. Now, the other thing is, troubles with bandits and goblin invasion sound like it's going to require lots of fighty skills, particularly goblin invasion. Troubles with bandits, I'm trying to think back what we did before. I really can't remember what I did in the previous run through. I can't remember that. I just have a lot of lovely gold though. A lot of lovely gold. And now, do we go down that one and just do what we can and try and get 250 gold? I kind of want to do persuasion-y stuff. So can we go here, go to drink, go to... we can't have any of the special stuff like that. That's a special sort of cunning items. We've got special... Oh, no, hang on. Maybe we can. It's at the top. There we go. So we could get ourselves a bonus of 2. If we spend 60 gold and buy ourselves some tongue twistery rum, we'll get plus 2 cunning, which would give us 4 cunning. which would hopefully be enough to talk someone round. Maybe we could talk round the bandit leader or whatever. So yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for that. Let's filter it down. Go for that. 60 gold's quite a lot. But you know what? I think it's probably worth doing. So yeah, okay, right. We've had some rum. We're a little bit drunk. Let's go. Let's go and try and deal with some bandits while we're a little bit drunk. Okay, I'm back here with the little windmill and the wheat fields. Oh dear, I'm surprised they've let me back in, given that last time I was here I miserably failed to find a missing child. But okay, you arrive to the village early in the morning. You talk to the old man, but he doesn't have any gold to offer. The shield brothers of the fortress up on the hills don't want to send their warriors. They say they have more urgent matters to deal with at the moment. They've protected us for years. We don't know how to defend ourselves. Don't abandon us. Cursing the old man, you leave his house, thinking that you should help him anyway. Okay. You take a long walk outside the village until you reach an unstable watchtower. You sit on a big rock, deep in your thoughts, when you hear sentinels running down, saying the bandits are coming closer. Okay, wait for the bandits so you can negotiate, or to hell with this damn village, you run to the inn. Well, that's just running away. No, let's wait for the bandits so I can negotiate. Negotiating's what I want to do. I've got the skills for it now. After a bit, you hear the group coming closer. At first, you notice the pathfinders in the woods around you. Then you see the whole group coming. They seem ready for the fight. A tattooed man with long hair comes towards you, asking what you're looking at. Try to cast a charm spell while trying to avoid alerting the chief. Oh, I like this. And that's why this game's so good, because these options probably wouldn't be here. If I wasn't a wizardy type, I wouldn't get that option, which is jolly exciting. In fact, that option or that option, which is exciting. So we can either try and cast a charm spell, we can show him some of my magic, ask him if you can pillage with them and share the spoils. What? Or offer to act as intermediary. There's no need to hurt any peasants. I'm going to try and do this first one. I'm going to try and cast a charm spell while avoiding alerting the chief. It might work, it might go wrong, whatever. While talking, you manage to channel your magic to bewitch the chief. At first, he stares at you in a strange way. Then he nods when you suggest he should retreat, because there is nothing worth stealing in the village. He orders his man to go back. They do what their chief commands, while complaining and shouting, as barbarian-type people would, I imagine. You go back to the village to spread the good news. The villagers cannot believe their ears and praise you like a hero. They drag you to the tavern for a toast, and they even manage to gather among their possessions the gold that the old man promised you. Everything goes smooth until you hear scared cries coming from outside. Oh dear, it's too good to be true. A boy enters saying the bandits are raiding the village. Maybe your spell wasn't as strong as you thought. Oh, botherations. Okay, get out and stop the attack. Try to leave the village. Hide in the tavern with the others. Tried to leave the village, can't do that. Hiding in the tavern doesn't seem right. Let's get out and try and stop the attack. If it means fighting, I don't know how we'll get on. Let's do that. You reach a square where you see a tattooed man with long hair giving orders to his minions. You draw his attention and the man walks towards you ready to fight. He looks tough, run away, fight, or talk with the chief. We've done it before. We've got 4 cunning points now because we drank our rum, so maybe we can talk him round. He stops in front of you. Your chit-chat amuses him. He listens to you. Oh, good. I'm glad Carol's amusing. Tell him the terrible and totally fake curse that falls on the raiders in this village. Yes. Yes, Carol. Well done. He says he's not scared by your curses, but his jaw drops for a moment. Tell him nobody has ever tried to raid the village before, or tell him that at any moment his men will start to suddenly die. Oh, which one? Nobody's tried to raid it before, or they're going to suddenly die. Let's go for his men will suddenly start to die, because then he might think he might suddenly die as well, and he'll be scared. Let's do that. He stares at you, firmly holding his club. He doesn't look scared. Show him that the village doesn't even have a warrior to protect it. Tell him giants will soon rise from the earth to crush him and his men. Well, no, that sounds a little bit ludicrous. My tails are getting a bit tall, literally, for that. Let's show him that the village doesn't even have a warrior in. Let's do that. The chief fell for it. He takes a step back and orders his men to gather and retreat. As soon as he tells them of the curse, they start going away, frightened. Oh yes, we've just lied to a barbarian bandit chief and they're running away. That's it. We did it. The villagers thank you and they will always be grateful to you. And I only got 50 gold out of it. Where was my other 150 gold that I got given? You robbers. Oh, I swear at one point it said, oh, they even managed to get together the gold that the old man promised you, which was 200 gold or whatever it was. Fine. So we came out of that down. We came out of that down on gold because I spent 60 gold on drinking that rum to increase my cunning skill. But we did get some renown and our fame is now back on 0. So there we go. We're going to balance out our fame. And we earn 20 reputation points with some commoners. So that's good. Right, okay, the villagers thank me. They'll always be grateful. Let's go back to the tavern. And the bulletin says, a brave adventurer challenged the attack of a group of bandits near a village on the northern hills. The old chief, abandoned by the regular troops of the kingdom, entrusted the protection of his fellow villagers to the goodwill of the many adventurers who roam our lands. The hero pushed back the whole band alone, caring little for his safety. Her safety, thank you very much. We can only hope that other heroes like him... her will rise in the future, and we can only hope that whoever writes this particular little newspaper bulletin gets the gender of the hero correctly, because that is just very silly. So there we go. So yeah, we ended up down. We ended up down on gold. We've earned 120 gold, and we've spent 100 in the armory, but 60 of that was on a drink that we probably didn't really need. So yeah, we've got 115 gold now. We're further away. We're further away from getting our lovely where is it, that thing in here, our enchanter robe, or even just that. Just 135. We're 20 away now. We were 10 away before. And then yeah, we still haven't got a weapon either. So if we do get into a fight, we're really going to struggle. So I'm tempted to just buy a wand. I'm tempted to just buy something so we can at least cause some damage. If we ever have to get into a fight, we can at least hit somebody. So that's 2. That's 3. That's 2, but gives you a hit point, which I do quite like the idea of. And that's 3. So the boiling magma and the thunder striker cost 90, but give you 3 damage. This one here costs 60, gives you 2 damage. That one there costs 75, gives you 2 damage, but a hit point. Yeah, I'm tempted by that. I like the idea of that. Getting a free hit point from the thing I am armed with is a good thing. So as well as the armour, I can have hit points from my my weapon, if you like. So yeah, let's go for that. Let's go for Steel Finger. Firm grip and perfect aim. Weaponsmith. Sakes. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Am I supposed to know what that means? I have no idea. Unless Sakes, the weaponsmith, made this and that comes into play later on in the game. Does my robe have a weaponsmith on it? No. Okay, so let's have a look what that looks like. Oh, look. We've got a whirly thing. Whirly spell wand thing. I like that. Looks a little bit like a sort of radar tower almost. Bing, bing. But okay, right. Good. And I think what we'll do now is we'll call it a day for there. We shall come back again at some point. I don't know what the timing on this series is going to be. I'm just going to play it and then put the videos up as and when I've played it. So yeah, but we'll certainly be continuing. We'll be continuing the adventures of Dwarfish Carol as she goes through and helps people around the kingdom. We've done okay thus far, but can we keep her alive? Can we get any gold? That's the big thing. Can we get any gold to get ourselves some better things? Really, her dream goal is this. We want to get maybe that one. Maybe the green linen weave of this habit. 4 hit points, 2 wit, 1 cunning. That is going to be very powerful indeed. Very powerful indeed. So yes, can we get ourselves quite a bit of gold to get up to this next time out? I don't know, but please come and find out if we can. If you have enjoyed this, please do leave a like, and also please do subscribe if you're not already, to keep up to date with our adventures here in Just One Line in the Kingdom. Let's see how Dwarfish Carol gets on against all the varying baddies and monsters and situations that there are to offer in the Kingdom. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. They've ripped my arms off, ripped my legs off. I mean, you know, unfortunately they didn't rip anything else off. Yes, I'm off my face on mushrooms. Why, Lady Charlotte, I would certainly love to taste your cake. The King of the West is an idiot. I am off my face on mushrooms. I mean, asking me questions isn't going to be my strong point at the minute.